Mmm. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and I didn't grow up with many fears, but one of the things I was taught to be terrified of was bay leaves. My mom would often use a bay leaf when cooking stews or soups, but when she served that dinner to us, Lord be with you if you discovered a bay leaf in your soup. If she saw that stiff green leaf sitting in one of our bowls, it felt like she would leap up, smash our spoons from our hands, and snag that bay leaf in a blink of an eye. I remember her taking it directly to the garbage as if she was handling nuclear waste. So I grew up believing that bay leaves were as poisonous as, say, drinking bleach or getting bitten by a snake. And you can imagine the cognitive dissonance I had to foster to accept that somehow they still belonged as part of my mom's home cooking, that somehow it was worth the risk for that added flavor. It wasn't until decades later, when I was in my 30s and spazzed out at a friend's house when he used one in his homemade spaghetti sauce, that I finally learned the truth. And the internet backs this up. Bay leaves are not toxic and can be eaten without harm. Mom, I hope on this Thanksgiving week that news is relieving to you, as relieving as it was for me. We are safe now, Mom. Listen, if your family accidentally taught you to have an irrational fear of a completely benign cooking ingredient, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Today is a very special day here on Cerealsly, my friends, because of course it's Thanksgiving week here in the United States. Thanksgiving is one of the most treasured holidays that have a messed up history among all of the holidays we celebrate in the US that have messed up histories. Thanksgiving is a time for feeling bloated, trying to figure out once again how to watch that Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade when you only have streaming services. It's about arriving late at your in-laws' house and having to sit on the floor next to the already full couch so you can pretend to like football for a few hours. It's about hearing and even sharing misinformation about tryptophan, or remembering the glory days when Black Friday was still fun and not either digital or dangerous. And it's about thinking about how much harder the trip home will be since you have to be at work on Monday. Now, despite all of those lovely Thanksgiving benefits, there is one clear downside. Traditionally, there is a surprising lack of cereal eaten during the Thanksgiving dinner. Sure, there are candied yams and stuffing and green bean casserole and even Jell-O fluff at my house, but none of those stay crunchy in milk or have a cartoon character on the front of their boxes. Now, thankfully, you've tuned into Cerealsly, where we try to solve all of your problems. Because I'm happy to reveal that I have spent the last 2 or 3 years collecting the perfect cereals to make the world's first traditional Thanksgiving cereal dinner. All right, I'm excited to show you the 4-ish elements of our meal today. And that actually reminds me, I'd love to hear in the comments if at a Thanksgiving dinner, you're one of those people who fills their plate, but then you eat each element one at a time. Or if you're a mixer where you bebop and scat your way around that plate, even letting certain items combine on your spoon or fork. Today, we're probably going to do a little bit of both of those things. So let me show you the first cereal that's going to make up our Thanksgiving cereal dinner. Now, everyone knows that Thanksgiving meal centers around the turkey. Now, there is unfortunately no turkey cereal out there, but a few years ago, Post, under the Honey Bunches of Oats banner, did release this chicken and waffles cereal. So this is not quite turkey, but there are literally bird leg-shaped pieces of cereal in this beautifully unique box of cereal. So this is going to serve as our main course today. I have been saving this one for a long time, so I'm excited to try it. Finally, try it together today. Next, we got to get some cranberry sauce. So I've got this Raisin Bran with cranberries. I know I just said this a few episodes back, but I am sure it won't be the last time I say it because I'm so into it. I'm so sad that this couldn't be called Craisin Bran. They got to get those licenses. I'll look into that. Now, still, I'm hoping that this cereal gives us a little kick of bitter and sweet that every Thanksgiving dinner needs. Cranberry sauce in my family played a wonderful part in integrating my wife into our side of the family. I grew up eating the kind of cranberry sauce that's actually more like cranberry gelatin, the kind that comes out of the can. You know, you open the can and then it goes like, comes out of the can like that onto the plate, and then you cut it into slices. Very traditional. But when I married my wife, to her first Thanksgiving dinner with my side of the family, she brought her version of cranberry sauce, which is actual cranberries simmered down in sugar and thickened and absolutely incredible. Now, on my side of the family, we serve both in her honor and our lousy family's honor. That is a huge change for us and a big victory for my wife. Maybe we'll discover she needn't have gone through all that hassle. She should have just bought a box of this stuff. All right, next, we need some corn, and this one was a little more challenging. I love corn. I really wrestled with which cereal to use to represent the Thanksgiving corn. Corn Pops were an early, kind of an easy idea, but I put that aside in favor of one of the most recent cereal acquisitions, thanks to my main man, That Critic Video, who has helped ship it to me, and here's what it is. Kettle corn cereal from Walmart. This is one of 3 very limited edition fun cereals that Walmart recently put out, and I'm going to use it because I think Corn Pops would bring the sweetness of corn, but this one may also bring a little touch of that saltiness we need for the Thanksgiving side dish. All right, finally, it's dessert time. And I again wrestled with 2 options here. My first thought was one we've already reviewed, so I did bring it back. Here it is. Frosted Mini Wheats. It says pumpkin pie right on it. Remember how ugly this one was? I'm sure we'll use a couple pieces today. It is disgusting. Look it. So go back and watch the pumpkin spice episode to see all about that. But since we already tried that, I went for a second best and a new-ish-er option. And that was this. Apple Pie Toast Crunch. This isn't the first year this has existed, but this is the new updated one. So it just came out, and I think that it's going to round things out nicely today. But remember, I'm hoping that all of these combine to give us those warm family togetherness feels from one of our most treasured national holidays. What do you think? Will this offer us a cereal alternative that will finally free us from all of that cumbersome brining and roasting and spatchcocking? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. All right, everybody, I am ready. I've got my bowls. I've got my spoon. I've got my 1% milk. I'm sort of halfway through this project of seeing if I can make the transition to 1% milk. Regardless of the outcome, I am glad to be stretched, to grow personally during this time of filming these Cerealsly episodes. All right, like I said, we are going to do a little bit of both. First, we're going to start with these cereals independently, and then maybe we'll make a mix it up kind of Thanksgiving dinner all in one bowl. That'll be sort of fun. So let's start at the beginning. Again, I have been saving these chicken and waffles one. Yes, their expiration date is over 3 years ago. Although if you haven't been with us, we have proven time and time and time again that it does not matter what the expiration dates say. Cereal does totally fine and lasts longer than that. So chicken and waffle cereal limited edition. This was, I think, a summer or actually, I think it coincided with the National Cereal Day of Cereal. We'll have to check out when that was, maybe 2019. But I've got it here. Let's open it up. Post is famous for their wonderful bags to open. Ooh la la, even after all these years. It does smell like chicken and waffles. Heavy on the waffles. Not a lot of chicken, so I might have to deal with that. But remember, this is supposed to represent the turkey. So imagine a turkey like with a glaze maybe on it, with like a maple glaze. I know that's usually a ham thing, but we're gonna make it into a turkey thing today. Ooh, they look fantastic. They definitely have a look like a waffle crisp. I'll have to check. I don't know if Post made waffle crisp. Maybe they did. Waffle crisp. Then mixed with the corn flakes of Honey Bunches of Oats. And then I don't actually see any oats. So maybe they've replaced the oats with these turkey leg pieces that legitimately look like little chicken nuggets. They actually look more like fish, but I know what they're going for. They're going for the turkey leg. Well, not the turkey leg, the chicken leg. So let's crack open actually, I'll try this dry and see what we think of that. Try to get all the pieces in one. It's kind of hard, actually. Yum. Strangely yummy, but weird. Oh, this is fantastic. Home run. Chicken and waffles cereal from Post. That's ancient in time, but it's still wonderful. There is definitely There's not a meat flavor to it. There's a waffle flavor, but then what sets it apart is almost like a brothy salt flavor. That's the thing that these other things might be coated with. Actually, let me try before I even get to the milk. I'm so sorry, milk. Just be patient. I'm going to try a waffle piece independently. Very waffly. That's good. Now just a chicken piece. I feel like they are coated differently. Again, it does not taste like savory chicken, but it does taste much saltier. I do wonder if there's a chicken brothy bouillon flavor that's sprayed onto it. Wow, that is really interesting. It's not gross. It's weird, but it's not gross. All right, let's put some milk on it. Try it like that. Let's do a little, throw it in there. When it comes to milk, I like to have some crunchy and some submerged. I don't know how other people do it, but that's how I like to do it. So let me try this with milk now. When I tried it dry, I missed the cornflake part of it. And that's a significant part. It brings an extra dollop of sweetness that's neither maple nor chicken. And it's great. And I'm glad that it's a Honey Bunches of Oats variation because those cornflakes really do bring quite a lot. Let me give it one more try before we move on. This is validly good, but not the kind of cereal you'd like to have around normally. So I'm so glad it was a limited edition situation because it needed to go. It needed to disappear because it was just for fun. It is so salty. There is a tangy saltiness on the back of my tongue that's even occurring as I'm talking in kind of the post-chewing situation I'm in right now. So it is great. It adds something different. I would not want to eat this all the time. But as our main course on this Thanksgiving episode, 4.5 out of 5. Exactly what we needed to start with. All right, let's move on now to our cranberry sauce. Time for a side dish. We've got Raisin Bran with cranberries from Kellogg's. It's the same exact thing, I think. Yes, and I'm looking, does it have, it has also raisins. Boy, I don't know that I ever realized that. This is a little bit harder to find. I actually had to get mine online. It's not in my local stores anymore. So it is still findable, but that's weird to have both raisins and craisins at the same time. Is that weird? Or am I just saying it's weird and it's not actually that big a deal? I was going to say let's try it dry, but I guess let's try it dry. Let's do it. It tastes like Raisin Bran with a craisin in it. You know what? I say craisins, but they are not the traditional look of a craisin. They look much more like a shaved cranberry rather than a sliced cranberry. That's very specific. When I think of craisins, I think of them as sliced cranberries that are dried. Maybe that's the case here, but these look shaved to me. All right, let's put some milk on it. Tastes very normal Raisin Bran-like. The raisins do still have a sugary coating on them, which I always like, but maybe not as much as the usual bowl would have. They're not doused. They're not completely coated in sugar. So you can see I got some cranberries going on, some raisins. Let's try this bite with milk. Yum. This is the perfect cranberry sauce because it does have that tang, the hanginess that we need, but it also is a very pleasant Raisin Bran taste. I'm wondering why this went away. This is so yummy. I wish they could have gone all cranberry instead of the raisins. That would make this quite tart, but then they could just put more sugar on it. I don't know why they didn't do that, but it's good. Boy, this mission has been a total success so far. We've had our great main course. We've had a wonderful side of cranberry sauce. Now, I think we're going to get a little risky here. This is the side of corn. Remember, it's the kettle corn. Oh, look, on the back, it's got a maize with popcorn. Yes, I know, popcorn. Kettle corn, popcorn. I connect kettle corn with like a fall fair or like a fall carnival or a corn maze type of situation where they'd serve fresh kettle corn. I don't know. This is like movie popcorn. I wouldn't connect it with that. But then there's the maize. And then on the side, if you need the answer, it will show you, oh, that's how you get through the maze. Feels a little unnecessary to me, but that's fine. This is a repulsive color. It's almost like they were going for like a Cheerios type of color, trying to get that corn. They couldn't go as bright as Corn Pops. Instead, it's this like yellowish, beige-ish color. Ugh, that's no good. Well, who cares? That's not what we're after. We're after seeing, first of all, it's yummy, but then second of all, if it's going to be a good corn substitute. These boxes seem very flimsy. This box in particular seems very flimsy. I guess if you're a limited edition Walmart cereal, you don't get the thickest of cardboard. You do get a wonderful bag. That opened like a dream. So good job. Great value from Walmart. Let's pour it out here. Huh. These look exactly like the Malt-O-Meal corn pops that we want. What were those called? Corn bursts or something? That's not good. They look like little rocks. Now I see where they got the color of the box from, because this color of the cereal is just like the box. Wait a minute, there's some weird thing in here. That's not good. There's one like extra gross bit. Oh, yuck. Get it out of here. Are there any more disgusting gross bits in here? No, the rest of it's plain cereal. Well, that's not a good start. All right, let's try this thing dry. Again, what we're looking for is a sweet corn taste, but then also a salt, like as if you were going to put butter or salt. I know it's asking a lot out of a kettle corn cereal. That's not even aiming at that, but let's see if it pulls it off as a Thanksgiving miracle. Let's taste it. Close. I think this accomplishes what I wanted it to. It is good. So sugary. And then again, what is killing today is that each of these so far has had either a tanginess or a saltiness that brings about another layer. That's what you want in a Thanksgiving dinner. I'm having a great time. I'm thankful for you watching. I'm thankful for this weird cereal. Thanks for that critic video who sent it to me. Boy, am I a thankful guy, grateful guy right now. All right, let's try it with some milk, friends. This is going great. Let's try it. They did it. This tastes like kettle corn. Wow. The milk really helps bring out the saltiness. Again, now it is so salty. We've been eating a couple very salty cereals lately on the channel. Maybe that was the dollar store episode when we just had one of the saltiest cereals I ever had. This is intended to bring that. Again, you would not want to have this as a regular cereal, but as a very fun kettle corn / Thanksgiving corn cereal. It's perfect. I'm loving this. This is amazing. It's also not the same consistency as Corn Pops. It's much more of a dense, where they must have mixed grains and then put them out into a puff machine or something, instead of it being more like an actual piece of popcorn, which I feel like has a lightness and airiness to it. This is definitely more dense than that. This is a fun one. All right, it's time for dessert. What a happy meal we had. Not a happy meal. What a great Thanksgiving meal we had. Now it's time for dessert. I'm not even going to pour a bowl of these. It's not worth it. We had them last time. I'm going to take these home to my family. They're not bad, but I want to get through the rest of this meal today. I just want to show you. Look at how thick these things are. They're like an orange-gray mix. Yucky. So I'm gonna put this one of the. Oh, actually, I'm going to eat it. Okay, I broke a cardinal rule, which is don't eat frosted mini wheats dry. So that was a little bit tough. But other than that, it is the perfect pumpkin pie connection on this. But let's put this aside till later, and let's make this one our dessert of choice for real in this, because I'm actually going to pour a bowl of this. Apple Pie Toast Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, as you probably know, they're going bananas. They got so many different varieties, so many throughout the year. I hear there's a gingerbread one coming out for the holidays. That will be so crazy. But I'm excited to try this one. I remember trying it last year. I think was the first year, and it was fantastic. So let's see how it is. All right. Pour it in here. Looks like regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch. All right, yes, it looks like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Let's taste it, though, dry. So appley, like they really went for the artificial apple taste on it. It tastes like apple pie. The graham-ness of this cereal just works perfectly for that. Tastes like crust, and then they got the apple and cinnamon happening. This may be the first one that I would actually want to eat outside of the holidays. It's that good. Yum. There is a warmth here. There is a connectedness and togetherness feeling that you can get from a cereal like this. It definitely tastes like holiday apple pie. So this is the perfect one to pair for our Thanksgiving dinner today. In the comments, What are you thankful for this year as I chew on another bite of this cereal? Wow, that was so great. Okay, let's do some ratings here quick before we get into our mixed bowl. Chicken and waffles, for the purpose of this video, absolutely a 4.5. So wonderful and fun. I'm so glad it went away. This was not something that needed to exist any longer than it did. But if you can get your hands on a box of it, it is so fun. I mean, it really had a fun saltiness. It was not gross and overly savory. It was the perfect blend of kind of a chicken and waffles-ish idea. I was wrong, actually, because this is another one, the Raisin Bran with cranberries. I would eat this on a regular basis. This was wonderful. I wish they had more cranberries. You can see on the box, the guy is like, the sun dude is like holding, it's still 2 scoops, 1 scoop raisins, 1 scoop cranberries. I wish they went 2 scoops cranberries and actually made this Raisin Bran. That would be a wonderful, tangy thing. So I'd give this a 4. Again, regular, normal cereal to eat on a regular basis. Kettle corn, limited edition for a good reason. It's fun, it's interesting, but it's just to try once. It definitely tastes like a kettle corn at a fall pumpkin patch, so perfect. Next, we got Frosted Mini Wheats. I gotta say it again, it is so ugly. I don't like to judge on appearances, from the outside appearances, but this is a review channel, and so it's ugly. They should work on that because it looks too ugly. Finally, so I'm gonna give this one a 2. In our context, it just looks so bad. The taste was fine. And then finally, we got Apple Pie Toast Crunch. Again, this is another one where I would eat this outside of the holiday season. It just is such a good flavor mix that works well in cereals, if you can get by that artificial apple taste, which I was happy to get past. All right, the one last thing to do is we're going to mix them all up into one Thanksgiving bowl. So give me a second while I get that ready. All right, everybody, finally back. That took me a long time. Here is the result of all of my hard work. I hope you can see that I literally picked out the elements that would be perfect for our Thanksgiving dinner. So we got the turkey legs over here. We've got just the cranberries for our cranberry sauce from the Cranberry Raisin Bran. Then we got the kettle corn. That's going to represent our corn that we're having. And then we got dessert. We got some pumpkin pie going on and then the apple pie going on here. Let's do this. Let's pour a little bit of milk into this and have one big mixed up Thanksgiving. Maybe this is how you do like a leftover sandwich where you're putting everything onto one sandwich. That's what we're going to do here, although I don't suppose you put pie on that. Well, it's all sunk in. Let's see what we get when we mix it all together. Let's try. Actually, I got to make sure I get some cranberries in here. It's hard to get some cranberries on there. Okay, we got some at the bottom here. Let's try it. That's terrible. Oh, I've done wrong. I have made an error of judgment in this. One more of these to just go through with it. Unlike when you have a Thanksgiving dinner plate full of good stuff, and it's okay when the mashed potatoes mix with the corn, mixes with the gravy, get a little bit of turkey on there, and maybe an accidental bit of the cranberry sauce, and it's all really lovely. This is not. I remember the monster cereal episode for Halloween. We mixed them all together, and it was like amazing. Do not do what I just did. It makes everything bad. Especially now, the apple pie toast crunch is really just taking it front and center. It tastes so appley, and then it is a salt bomb with the like chicken legs and the kettle corn salt in it. It is so salty. It would need so many cranberries to offset that. I just simply don't have enough. Okay, no, I can't. I was going to say I'll take one more bite. I can't take one more bite. It's gross. I give this a 1, but I give Thanksgiving a 4 to 5 for what we can do just to be people of thanks, people who really open our hearts to one another and be thankful for what we have and people around us and how we can share that together. So happy Thanksgiving. Let's get to the conclusion here. Well, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, and we are itching for that greatest Thanksgiving tradition of all, a nap. And so now it's enough. Remember, we gave these cereals, I don't even remember what we gave. I think 4.5, 4, thanks, maybe a 3-ish, yucky 2, if even, just because they look bad, they taste totally fine. And then the apple pie toast crunch, I gave maybe 3.5. If you want to try these for yourselves, All of them, except for the chicken and waffles, are available out there somewhere, so check your local shelves and online. Before we part, let me just take a moment and be serious and genuinely say that I am so thankful that you are watching. I'm thankful that we have this time together. I hope it's brought you some joy throughout the year. And I'm thankful that whoever you are and wherever you're watching this from, there truly are people who love you. And I'm hopeful that they're going to be able to express that to you in this coming week. Make sure to take the opportunity to tell them how special they are to you and ask them to subscribe to Cerealsly. Now listen, if you haven't yet, please, would you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.